which doesn't even.
We're outside having a street brawl. It was like probably 30 of these people, and it was like 8 of us. Actually, it was 9, but one ran.
And he was in the car.
Yeah, he left, went to the car. So it was,
I haven't seen him.
It was 8 of us, and 4 of us were females. And they stuck around and fought. 4 of the others was guys. One of us had a damn cast on.
I was just thinking that.
He stuck around. He fought. You know, and we just did what we did.
He got rocked on him.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, but yeah, like, I don't know, like, people just be getting in their feelings a little too.
But, you know, and it's like I said, I don't remember, that's the only time that I ever known of anything getting physical. Like, back then, it wasn't, I guess, it was like, all of a sudden, one day, everybody just hated everybody else, and nobody was friends. I don't deal with him anymore. I don't talk to him anymore. I don't deal with her anymore. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Who flipped the switch last night? Like, what happened? Yeah. And ever since then, it kind of like, the way I saw it, kind of that went down as far as the camaraderie. And I said this last week. You could walk into Black Hole, and you could see Scar Akbar standing over there, and you could see Comp standing over there. You can see all these people all these artists that were there, but none of them were rapping. They weren't on stage that night. Their homeboys wasn't even on stage. They were just there.
And the scene was actually on the upwards at that time, but then it all fell apart. And
I could not. You just can't pinpoint what exactly happened. No. And I've tried to think about it over the years. And I'm like, you know what? It was just the way things happen. It's just, that's all it was. Yeah. People, like I said, people still, like, I didn't know that Grams was actually still making music. You know, Huckers was telling me last week that, you know, Grams is just one of many in this scene. Yeah. You know, I've watched you get on stage, and it doesn't matter if it's 4 people standing in front of you or 4,000. Right. It's the same energy.
Yeah, you got to. You gotta if it's 4 people there, you gotta have those 4 people leave out of there loving
you. Right. And see, Bomb used to
that was the mission.
You know, and it worked.
Yeah.
You know, you did a album release party up in Manhattan, and did one down at Black Hole.
Yep.
And both
was dope.
Yes.
Yeah, I had fun at both, and sold a lot of merch. Yeah, it was dope.
I still got a Money in the Bank T-shirt. It's hanging up. I think. I have to go and look.
Yeah, I still got one. Money in the Bank has
been gone, but still.
Gone. But yeah,
I got a YHGM shirt. I got all kinds of shirts hanging up in my closet. Some shirts I've lost. I don't know where they went to. My kids get a hold of them. They start wearing them, and then they just disappear. So who knows? Yeah. But you kind of took like a hiatus for a little while.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't figure out how to get over that plateau where I was at.
Right.
It was like I would go there, go back down, get there again, go back down. And I kept doing that year after year, and I was like, I just stepped away, and then basically figured out how this internet stuff worked.
Mm-hmm.
Studied, did some marketing classes, did a couple things, and tested it behind the scenes without anybody even knowing I was back.
Right.
Like literally just promote everywhere else.
Right.
Just to see if it worked. Make sure I had.
Well, you know what they say is that people in your own hometown aren't going to support you until, one, you're dead, or if you make it.
Yeah. I mean, The only people that aren't going to support you from home are your peers.
Oh yeah.
Other rappers, singers, whoever's in the same industry as
right.
you. Everybody else shows me so much love. Like
I know, because he B.O.M.B came back and did a wisdom court. I was on a wisdom court show, and I was tired, and I was like, I'm not going to the show tonight. And then I thought, it's like, oh man, B.O.M.B is on the show. I have to go. If I'm not there, I'm going to get talked about. I already knew. Yo, Lisa wasn't even here. What's going on? Yeah. So, and then you have a whole new like group of people around you.
Yeah.
They went to school together and became friends, and I was like, wait a minute, that's B.O.M.B's daughter. And it was like, it was meant to be. It was meant to happen. Then come to find out, your daughter's sister, I've known her, like her and Kashmir have been friends since they were in elementary school.
Oh yeah, they told me that. Yeah, that's crazy.
And
right
you know, her father and I, he was the person that I was like getting ready to fight on Poplar Grove one night. Yeah, because B.O.M.B was there in the time. Well, you weren't. You was around the KK's getting something to eat because we was going somewhere, and I had a skirt on. I had a skirt on. I think it was going. I don't know. It was like one of the thing at Turntable Club for. I can't remember what I was wearing a skirt for, but B.O.M.B came back around and.
It happens fast.
Yes. But it's just crazy how, you know, and I see all these people around you. I'm like, okay, hold up. Who's she? Where'd she come from? Wait a minute, hold up. You know, that's just instantly, because anytime we would be at a show, I had to make sure I knew where you were. Yeah. Definitely had to know where Doc was.
Yeah.
Yes. And if Chris was there, had to make sure. And don't forget Jimmy Beams. Because these fellas, they needed Mama Lisa some night.
Yeah. You remember I used to go in there, the first thing I used to do in every single show was buy Corona, drink it real fast so I could have the bottle. Bottle in my back pocket in every club for like 2 years.
Just in case. But you know, I don't remember anything ever bad happening.
Nah, everything was fine. It was just in case.
Yeah, you know, I do remember. You know, I'm talking about this stuff, and Max's Club pops into my head. Do you remember Max's Club when you stood on the stage? Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah. Poor little Tink Tink. But yeah, we've had a lot of good times over the years, and like, Lean was like that song. Three of them. I think I had three of them. One of them was still wrapped in plastic, and but Testers was an EP, and like every song was not like, it was different somehow. Like, what was the one about oh God, was it Sunday?
Sunday. That was the last song on the EP.
And that was like the most laid back. It was like, it put me in mind of the whole Will Smith Summertime song. Yeah, yep. Because it had that kind of same vibe. Like when you listen to it, you just instantly go to Druid Hill Park and you're instantly riding around the park, you know, like it just puts you in that. But every song, it was different. And that's, like I said, I've always said that, like, I can't deal with somebody who's just stuck on one type of music.
Yeah.
And that's the whole CD. It's like, the whole time, I can't. Yeah. Not only that, guys, if you gotta like think about the females. You know, now you had one song on there, and it was not for the females, but it was like, I like ratchet songs. I love ratchet songs. Ratchet songs are like my favorite thing. I don't know why. That's my guilty pleasure.
Talk about She's Nasty.
Yes. Yeah. Yo.
That was definitely ratchet.
Right.
It wasn't as ratchet as what some of the songs today are.
Right. That's like Cinemax when you didn't have any cable. Like you couldn't afford Cinemax, just squiggly lines. That's what that is compared to some of the stuff that's being
today,
put on the
straight to DVD rated R stuff today.
rated R, just about on the X.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and I do listen to a lot of that stuff too, because Kevin Gates is one of those people.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but to me, it was a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Because it had that every song was different. You know, somebody if you put that CD in front of somebody in front of multiple people, one person's gonna like each. You know, one person's gonna like this song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna find something that they gravitate to.
And that was the goal. Like, I wanted something on there for everybody. So, like, even if you say you don't like this song, you can't say you don't like that one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because, like I said, Sunday was like, you know, it was just that laid back, feel good kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crack a beer, put some food on the barbecue.
Right. You know?
Back. Yeah.
And then, you know, and I've always liked music that a person has put their heart and soul into it. And a lot of your songs, if people didn't know you, they'd be like, this up.
Yeah.
Like kidnapped. What?
Yeah.
More than once? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know.
Kidnapped twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, one of my all-time favorite songs will always be I can't even think of what the name of it is.
It's on Testers?
No, it's not. It's you didn't even release it. It's just one that I had.
Oh, man.
I Don't Want to Leave.
Oh, I need that. You still have that?
It's on my phone. What are you talking about? It's on my phone.
Oh my God, I'd have put that. I just dropped the CD. I would have put that on there.
Yeah. When the first time I heard it, I'm thinking that he's talking about a female.
Yeah.
But he was talking about the streets. And like, I'm getting cold just thinking about it now. I love that kind. I always, that's one, you know, like that's one reason why I like J. Cole, because J. Cole will say this and then it'll hit me like, oh, he meant that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I love that kind of, you know,
Thank you.
the lyricism and everything. So that's will always be one of my very, very favorite ones. Like I said, it's on my phone.
Yeah, I have to release that. I just released a project called Throwaway Bars.
Oh my God, that's gonna be awesome.
It's just a bunch of old songs that
Mm-hmm.
I've never done nothing with. So I was like, I'll put it out.
But it's like your King of the Streets. Was it King of the Streets Volume 1?
There's 4 original songs on there, but the rest is all industry beats. That was the last time I rap over industry beats.
Right, and you know what? And that was a good project. I had to get that one again because I think I got it from you again, but I had to have it because there's some tracks on there that I just love, and for me, if you can rap over an industry beat and make me forget the original words,
Yeah,
that's something.
Thank you. I appreciate
you
that.
know, there's only been 2 other people that I know of that have done that for me, and that was Ogun when he did what's it, Blue Flashing Lights, the Kanye West song.
Yeah.
And he did that in Verb.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Verb, he had a project out called Beast Mode that his DJ gave to me. And I stayed in my car and stayed in my Infinity with my big speakers and my amp. And G Major was the DJ that night, and he was playing a song, and I was like, oh, he's playing Verb. And it was Meek Mills. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why, like, industry beats, like, I have all these pet peeves when it comes to music, because I think, okay, you're trying to get your feet wet, you're trying to get your name out there a little bit, so you do the industry beats, but stop continuously doing the industry beats with every project. You're wasting your time, you're wasting yourself, because you can't sell that legally.
No, you can't sell that. You can sell it, mixtape.
Streaming.
Yeah.
Before, like when Apple came out with iTunes, everybody was trying to get their music on iTunes. It was like jumping through hoops, through fire, rings of fire, and somersaulting, and you got to do this and do that. Now it's like, okay, pay a fee. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's that simple, and you can get it on all streaming.
Yeah.
So they got it so easy now. Good God.
Yeah. And if you use an industry beat and try to do that,
oh yeah.
When somebody clicks on your song now, it takes them straight to the real song. Wow. They'll never even hear your song.
Wow.
So yeah, you're just giving that person streams.
Reach out to the whoever owns the beat or whatever, and you have to reach out to them like an email or whatever. And if they don't get back to you and you still use it, and you try to get a little royalty like streaming check, there's going to be they're going to get theirs first.
Oh yeah.
They've got it set up like that now. Where I mean, that's why I said, why are you wasting your time in your bars? And it's cool to get you to do that, to get your name out there. 50 Cent, I think 50 was the one who started that with rapping over the beats and trying to destroy.
Yeah. 50 definitely made it the cool thing to do.
Right. So then everybody was doing it. Yeah. But you've got a chance to work with a lot of well-known producers and over the years as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely gotten to work with a lot of good producers. That's been a blessing, because when I first started, that was one of the problems I had. I couldn't, find a producer that was willing to work with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as time went on, they started coming to me. Yeah.
A lot over the years.
J-Funk does the bulk. J-Funk and Luke Renee does the bulk of my music. Yeah.
I remember when we went up to New York, and I think you had to record a clean version of, was it a clean version of Bang Bang?
Oh yeah.
Which is another song that was, like I said, like everybody loved that song. Yeah. Like if you didn't perform that song, they're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, like how y'all not gonna perform Bang Bang?
Right. Like
never released it either.
Right.
I had a lot of stuff never released.
See, and that's what Hugger was talking about. Like he's got a lot of stuff, because even though people think that Hugger stopped recording, or because he stopped performing, he became a businessman. Mm-hmm. He was still recording because it's therapy.
Right.
You got something on your mind, you go and you of a lot of other people. Is there a song that you absolutely just can't stand, but people just love it? I mean, I know after a while, Bang Bang got to the point where he was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Bang Bang, I didn't want to perform anymore. From back then, $2 Hole.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to really perform anymore, but it was a crowd favorite.
Right.
So we kept performing it, and that was really about it. I really got tired of performing Lean.
Yeah. my nephew became a fan because of that song.
Yeah.
George.
Oh yeah.
George. Yeah, so, but I know there's, because usually it's that one song that's like, I can't stand this song, but everybody loves it. Yeah. And you're like, why? You're like, why? Find another song.
I mean, I have songs that I can't stand, but no one's ever heard them.
Oh, okay.
So, usually with me, if I find something that I don't like, no one's ever going to hear it. And I have plenty of them, because when I took my hiatus, I, I tried to conform to the music of today.
Oh, I can't see you doing that.
And no one's ever gonna hear any of that stuff.
That'll be something that you release after you're gone.
Yeah,
like leave it in your will. Look, release this now. I mean, and that's not to say that you can't do it. It's just that if you don't feel it, if it's not true to you, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, it's like if you were rapping about everything that you're rapping about, but you didn't live a day of it. Like if you were like you know, like the dude from 8 Mile that, you know, grew up with rich parents and stuff, and you're sitting up here trying to rap about being in the streets.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah. See, like I kept it to my lifestyle, but it was just the type of beats and the way I was flowing to them with all that melodic stuff and like auto tune. Like I was
like, what did Graf say? Did Graf look at you like you were crazy?
On a couple of them.
Graf is his brother. I mean, like biological brother. He's like a quiet guy until he drinks a little bit too much, and then he's hilarious. Walking through, where were we at? Where were we at? Brooklyn? No. Yes, maybe. I don't know where we were. We were walking somewhere, and there was some girls in a little donut shop or something. I was like, I turned around, I was like, "Where's Graf at?" He's in the donut shop, sitting there talking to the girls. He barely talks.
Right.
But he
will let you know if something sucks.
Oh yeah.
That he will do.
He's not going to hold back. And you know, and that's what, and I think that's another reason, like, you never, not that I ever know of having any
they'll tell you.
Like, I can't rock to this.
Yeah, they'll tell you, like, that's the thing, like, I've always wanted criticism.
Right.
Like, I need to know before I put this out. Cause I don't want to look like a fool.
Right.
Because then I'm going to be pissed at you because you told me this was hard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're going to sit there and be like, okay, so everybody is like, all these people that don't know me are online saying this sucks.
Right.
You telling me it's good. I need to know. You're lying to me or they lying? Which one is it? But yeah, there's a lot of yes men around because I've seen it. I've, you know, been in the studios and somebody is, you know, performing or somebody is doing something and their guys are like, yeah. I'm like, are y'all drunk and high? Like, what do you? I'm not understanding. Lyrics matter. Even if you can't understand Tech Nine, lyrics matter. You can't understand those heavy metal bands. The lyrics matter.
Yeah.
You know, they're telling a story. That's the whole reason why we have this music. So if you just up there rhyming words together, what are you saying? I'm not understanding. And then most of the time they're rhyming the same word with itself repeatedly, not on purpose. It's just because they don't have anything else to rhyme.
They don't have the vocabulary to switch it up.
Right.
But the good thing is there's so many people on this earth that the internet connects you to that you can find a million people that like whatever it is you're doing. You can find them.
Oh yeah.
Whether you're sitting there just saying "Cat in the Hat" 100 times, you can find somebody that's gonna think that's the dopest song on earth.
I've had people say they're saying something about one song. I was like, that song's stupid. Yeah, but that beat's hard. I said, okay, well then praise the producer.
True. True.
Praise the producer for the beat, you know, because I don't know what Yo is saying at all. But yeah, it's I don't understand how you can just sit there and just be like, yeah, man, that's cool. I'm sorry, it's not. Be like, I actually at you know, had this guy, he just laid down a verse, a hook. It was a hook and a verse. So Tay looks at me and goes, "Ma, you tell me what you think." I said, "Man, why are you doing this? Don't do this to this young man. Don't do this." So they played it or whatever, and I'm like, it feels like you just don't want to be in the booth saying this.
Damn.
Like the lyrics are like, I like the song. I said, but you have no, like, it's just like you're just there.
There's no charisma to it,
nothing.
Feeling.
So they made him go. He went back in and he redid it, and then he did it for a third time. Now the third time was the charm for real, and I was like, that's much better.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? But stop asking me.
Yeah.
I had a friend on the hook and everything. I said, but I like the other guy better. I said, you did good, but I just like him better. That way it's not so much you.
Right.
So he did the song, and the guy did the third verse, and I was like, he sent it to me and asked me what I thought. I was like, and I looked at Cash. I was like, what you think? She was like, I like that song. I think it's it's a single. So I told him, I said, Cash said she says it's a single. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you, because like you were gone for a while.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that, I mean, I knew where you were.
Yeah.
I knew where you were. But as far as the music goes, no bomb lean.
Yeah, they don't know. About that.
They don't know nothing about that part.
Yeah.
So it's like you're a whole new artist, but you're actually a veteran.
Yeah, I'm cool with it because I don't know them either.
Right.
So just like they don't know me, I don't know them. But now there's a few I've done met that I really like, and we're gonna work together. There's a few
I hope so, because what was just going through my mind before you said that was how you've said it in a couple different songs though about somebody coming to you and be like, yo, I really want to work with you. So and then 6 months later, here they come again. Yo, I want to work with you. That's what you said 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, like
So.
I had one guy tell me.
Okay.
You asked to work with me, bro. Like, I can care less about you.
Right. I don't know you.
Like, but
I don't know you.
But yeah, but like I said, there's a few people I done ran into on the scene now that's new. Well, they've probably been around for a while, but they weren't around when I left off.
Right.
So, but we already talking. We plan on doing some songs together. We've spoken about it, so I know it's not no bluffing going on.
Well, what's crazy is that you say that this person on Sunday, and they had two guys open it up for them. So they had Team Zilla, they had Billy, and then Xavier James. They were the opening acts, and then when the tour comes in, they have their own people that open up for them. So the one guy, his name is Phil Mauro, something like that, Mauro. Now he got on stage, and it's not a diss to him. It's just that when he got on stage, and I looked at him, I thought of B-Rad from Malibu from. He keeps guitar. He does all of that. And Apex the Genius was there. My little brother was there. And he went up to dude and talked to him. Was like, yo, you're really nice. How much you charge for a feature? He was like, nothing. Just hit me up. And I'm like, this dude's from Denver, Colorado. He's on a Stevie Stone Strange Music, Strange Noise Tour 2019. And he's not charging for a feature.
Right.
But dudes right in your own city want money to be
for no reason.
Talking about I'm not wasting my bars. Yeah. What if I'm wasting mine?
Like, no reason. Now don't get me wrong, I got people that's reached out to me and offered me.
Oh yeah.
yo, I got such and such. I need a verse. Okay, let's do it. Cash app. You know,
and that's different if they're offering because, for one, they probably know that you have been around, you've been in the scene, been a part of the scene for you know, a while. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I met you in 2006, so maybe they it's that kind of thing, hold you high, cool. But I'm devil's advocate when it comes to stuff like that because I can see both sides. Mm-hmm. But if somebody is so adamant about not seeing both sides, I will take the offensive and be like, well, you know, like I said, I understand where somebody who's got a big following, okay, say like, for instance, like a Lil Tay. Mm-hmm. All the stuff that Lil Tay's been doing over the past, you know, I say the past, 5-6 years, where he's gone to Chicago and he's reached out to all these different artists and he's done different things. Then I would expect, you know, somebody saying, you know, you want to put my name on something so you can try to gain my following. It's going to cost you a few dollars. I can understand that. Right. But somebody who doesn't have, you know, nobody outside of the city. Right. Come on now. Right.
More power to them dudes, man.
It's a simple thing to learn. All you got to do is want to learn it. You can figure it out and get your name out there and do the things you got to do to get your buzz going.
Yeah, because I know, and I tell Billy and Steve, they always come up in all my interviews because they're like you. They're actually trying to do things not just here in the city. Like I said, you were up in New York, you know, doing shows up in New York, doing things up in New York, you know, getting out of the city. You did go to do a show. Yeah. You know, and I'm like,
they loved us. Dudes used to be like, nah, they hate us in DC. They must hate you.
Yeah,
they loved us.
Yeah, and then when Permiss was doing his shows that he was doing and bringing different people from different places, you know,
his show.
I got to meet a lot of different people from all over. Yeah. Because you know, me taking their picture, and then everybody's like, oh yeah, you know, they become fans of each other, you know, in a sense or whatever. It was never. I don't know. I just don't like that whole hating thing. And one thing I hate worse than that is somebody to sit in my face and tell me that they don't like somebody and they can't stand this person and this, that, and the third, and that person walks up like, hey, what's going on? Okay. But, I mean, you're going to have that anywhere in life. Yeah. But
a lot of times, what they mean to say is, I'm scared of that person. Yeah. Not that they hate them. They hate them because they're the fear they have in them for them. Right. But they're not going to say that. They're just going to say they hate them.
You're like, I can't stand they. It's just crazy to me how people, you know, in this, you know, music scene. Because I had somebody say, yeah, because I made a post about not really doing too much like I used to. I mean, you remember I was at shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm. I was always at shows. And it just got to the point to where I was just like, nah. I'm not feeling this anymore. Yeah. I don't feel the appreciation, like, you know, I don't feel the love. Like, people don't realize that I was the only one I still am the only one taking pictures of the first artist to the last artist. You know, I don't see any of, and that's cool. Like I said, I don't hate on anybody who's got a camera in their hand because we are two different people.
Right.
But it was just me. Yeah. Only my little, at first it was the little square camera, my little Olympus, but you know, just going, you know, they don't know like the history, and like I said, how hard it was for you guys to even start getting shows in clubs. You know, you can go back to like the Fresh Fest. That was before my time. But I've heard stories about the Fresh Fest. I've seen some videos. Oh, they'd be grainy, but you know, technology back then. So there was a lot that's going on, and there still is. Like now, there's a lot going on, especially with Wisdom Court taking and doing shows at Auto Bar, which I'm just ecstatic about because it reminds me a lot of Sonar, and I miss Sonar.
Yeah, Auto Bar is nice. Auto Bar and Soundstage. I really love the Soundstage though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a big time venue. It's like the one right below Rams Head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Yeah.
And you know, they're doing the Summer Jam there this year.
Yeah.
Soundstage reached out to Billy and was like, "Want to do a show here?" I was like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
Of course I do.
That's what's up.
So they're going to do they got the pre Summer Jam is on the 23rd, I think, which is this weekend coming up, or this Thursday. Yeah. And the Summer Jam is the 30th in Scar. Or no, one of them's the 30th, one of them's the 31st. I can't remember which one's which. There's a lot, but you know, that's the way it should be. Yeah. But again, there's a lot of these people don't perform. You know, and it's crazy to me that you wouldn't get on stage, because if you're ever going to get to that level to where you're going to be on stage, like you want to be,
you'd want to be ready.
Right.
Yeah, but see the way it is now, by the time you have to get on stage, or not even that you have to, because you really should get on stage way before you need to get on stage. But by the time you need to get on stage, they're already famous. That's the way they're doing it now. So they blow up Mama's Basement. They go straight from Mama's Basement to tour. Look crazy as hell on stage. And learn as they go on.
Right. And like a lot of times, like my whole thing is a lot with me is longevity. You look at like Jay-Z and Nas and even LL Cool J, even though he's not rapping anymore like he, you know, which is what he was doing when he first, you know, started in this. But the longevity of their names being thrown out there, you know, and then in the music scene here, you got, you know, people like Comp's name, and you know, even Mully. Mully just sent me a daggone video he did with from the movie Us. He did his little remix or something. I don't know. He's so silly. But but those there's been so many people over the years, like people that I've taken pictures of, and I started taking pictures because I didn't know anybody. So I was like, okay, this is a way for me to get to know people. Nope, because I still don't know who these people are. And then ones that were on the stage all the time, and I'm like, okay, they should, or they just thought they got too old to do it. And now I don't even think that there's, I used to think that there was like an age limit. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not when I see B.O.M.B still making records.
There's never been an age limit.
You know, but in the stereotypical mind, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, well, once you get to 40, you shouldn't be rapping anymore. Right. Wait a minute, hold up.
Right.
If Mick Jagger can be as old as he is and still performing and making music, what makes that any different than in the hip hop? None.
Yeah. All the biggest earners to this day, right now in hip hop, are guys that are over 35 and over.
Right.
You got some younger ones getting it.
Oh yeah.
But they're not the biggest. When you talk about the biggest earners in the game,
right?
All them dudes been over 30.
Right. But they also know that you know how everything is supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, cause like back, I'm just gonna say 2008, 2009. All I ever heard from people was, "Oh, I wanted to get signed. I want, you know," and like, so that was what everybody was trying to get, because they wanted to get that money.
That upfront money.
Yeah, but they didn't realize they had to pay all that upfront money back.
All of it.
All of it. Yeah. Even Comp has a project at Def Jam that'll never see the light of day. It's just sitting up on a shelf somewhere. You know what I mean? So I'm sure Boss Man probably has some music at because who was he signed? He was signed with MySpace Records at one time.
Was it? Yeah, I know
Virgin?
one time he was with Virgin. I think he was with So Def one time. I can't remember.
was so easy to get over on people. Now, it's not so easy because now you can do it. Like I said, you can do things yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's like, oh, I want distribution. I'm like, do you realize you can do distribution yourself? You were doing distribution through CD Baby, weren't you?
Yeah. Yep.
At one point in time.
Yep. I was doing distribution through CD Baby and FYE.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. So,
you know, and I mean, it's like you said, people need to educate themselves, and that's like the biggest. It's always been my biggest thing, because even back then I was telling people you can do this stuff independently.
Yeah.
Like you could do this, and it's gonna cost you money, but you could do it independently. But everything comes back to you.
Yeah. But you got to pay that money.
Right.
You got to be willing to invest in yourself.
And a lot of them were not. Well, they wanted somebody else to invest in them.
Yeah, and that's when you get robbed. That's when you wake up 10 years later, poor.
Right.
You're like, what?
Because you think that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, because do you know what makes grass green? Manure. And that's basically a lot of times what it all is.
Yep.
You know, and it's crazy how people are still getting scammed in 2019. When, you know, at the end of the day, you investigate, you research. It's not hard to research somebody on Google.
Right. And most of the time, the stuff that they're getting scammed for is stuff they really don't need to be doing.
Right.
It's really like worthless anyway.
Right. I was so shocked to see that somebody was still out here trying to scam people for money to open up for these, you know, I'm so-and-so's road manager. And I'm like...
Or the label meetings. Pay me such and such, and...
Yeah, I get you a meeting with the A&R with...
And it'd be like the lowest... They'll get you a meeting.
Oh, yeah.
But it'd be like the lowest level A&R in there that can't even sign anybody.
Right. You just got A&R.
Just get the A&R coffee.
Be like, yeah, just
But my thing is, like, I never really understood, like, why would you want to sign with somebody? I mean, there are people that literally just don't want to do the work.
Right.
They just want somebody else to do the work, and that's how they are. And I understand those people.
Right.
But if you're willing to do the work, there's no reason for you to go sign with any label. Like, why would you go get a cut? Especially today, this day and age where everything, 95% of music is online.
Right.
The money is being made online. You don't need a label for that.
Right.
You don't need a label for that.
And that's like I said, like, and I see it's like, and they do everything themselves. Mm-hmm. Like Steve was talking about how he needed somebody. He was like, I need a secretary. I need this. I said, Steve, at the end of the day, you are like me. You know, you have to do everything yourself because you want to make sure it gets done. Because, you know, a lot of people will say they got your back on something, or they got you, I'll do that for you. And they don't have the same, what am I trying to say? The same energy that you do as far as when it comes to what you want to do. And they slack, and then you're doing it yourself anyway. Yeah. But, you know, he was like, true. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Or build him a team that he trained.
Yeah, and that's what he talked about too.
You know,
and it's just it's just kind of hard because you have so many people who they want to be a part of it. You know, they want to be a part of the going to shows and doing this and doing this.
They don't really when it comes understand the work.
And it's a lot. It is work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I have had over the years. I've had so many people. Oh, Lisa, when I make it, I'm gonna take you with me. Yep, I know you are. And that's just my response. I know. All right. Okay. He's like, no, I'm serious. I know you are.
I'm sure he was serious. Gotta make it first, though.
Yep. So, what I'm gonna do is play a couple songs that you sent me. I haven't. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I have heard these songs. I just didn't listen to them before I came here. These are songs that he's released. Centipede.
Yeah.
And East Coastin'.
East Coastin'. East Coastin' is the song with the cartoon video.
Yeah, and see, and that to me, like I said, that was something once again that I hadn't seen anybody, around that has done that. So that was just like, when I seen that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I always thrive. I always try to be different than what's going on around.
Right.
That's like, I gotta stand out.
Right. Which is what you're supposed to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to that. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I don't know why. Probably because it's pollen. It's like 80-something degrees and there's pollen and people cutting their grass. Oh, they should think about people who can't take it. But anyway, so we're going to listen to Centipede and East Coastin', and then we'll be right back. It's your girl Lisa, the B.O.M.B Paparazzi's in the spotlight, talking with B.O.M B. B.O.M.B. It's playing, I think. Oh, what the hell? Oh. It's playing up here, I think. There it goes. But yeah. That's what I said, like you always, like to me, you always did something that nobody else was doing. And it was never anything about like, I'm trying to be better than you. It's just that I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do.
The first thing I do is watch what you're doing over there. And if I see a group doing it that way, that's not the way I want to do it. Because now you're just another guy in the pack. Which is nothing wrong with that, because eventually one person out of that pack is going to stand out.
Right.
But I'd rather be doing something
and like you never like I said, it was never, you never had a bunch of people around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You, Doc, and then Beams if he came out, Lil Chris when he came out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back when, it was just like, it's a tight-knit circle.
Like even now I be by myself.
Right.
I went and did a show in Jersey, and Graf and my boy Dev came, and Dev has some cousins in Jersey. He invited them. But other than that, I be by myself.
Right.
I go straight to a show, go to the dressing room, the green room, or whatever they call it, drink some water, get on stage, rock.
Like, I've been here, I've done this.
Yeah, see ya.
I be like,
Although now that I have a team that I can sit somewhere and have them sell t-shirts and stuff,
yeah,
I can
because
stay.
that's an important part of it too. Like a lot of people don't even realize that. I don't know, like it's like you don't realize that this is how you make money.
You gotta sell merch. Like I just got some digi cards where they can purchase the card from me, go on the computer or their phone, scan it, and it'll download the CD, it'll download the music. So it's just like a CD, but for the people that like using it.
Right. Because like I said, like now the card has a CD player in it. I said, Kat, I got a burn CD. She was like, no, you got the burn CD because it has an aux port too.
Yeah.
But I've been driving a damn car with a touchscreen with Bluetooth in it for the past 5 months.
Oh yeah.
With a backup camera.
This one don't have Bluetooth?
Nah, it's just a regular little radio.
I would think that car has how old?
It's 17.
That's gotta have.
No, it's got an aux port.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I was already on eBay.
Right.
Okay. I talk about the scene because a lot, like the old times, because people don't realize, like Billy's bringing it back that way, like the camaraderie, the people that are working with him, and people don't understand, like all he wants to see you about a show. That you're serious, that you're going to support. Because if you support them, they're going to support you. And what supports you?
Yeah. They show me hella love. I can't do nothing but show them love.
Right.
That's just how I am. Show me love. I got you. Whatever I can do.
And just like I said, like my logos on the flyers and stuff. It's like, oh, I guess that means I gotta go. Gotta be there, don't I?
Like that show he got at opening up for Tech Nine. That song me and him got together.
Yeah, he's
like, yeah, we gonna perform.
He told me that night.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had talked to you yet or not.
Yeah.
But he said that night Stevie's song. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, I haven't told anybody this, but I'm opening for Tech at the Fillmore. So that means I'm going, right? I'm gonna yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be my third time seeing him and the second time actually taking pictures of him. But he was like, yeah, that song, because he sent it to me. After, he was like, I got something to send, I'm gonna send it to you. And I listened to it. I'm listening to it on my phone, because I got no speakers or nothing in my house. And Kendra comes in and she said, I was like, yeah. I like this song.
That's what's up.
It's like I told Steve, like Steve and Deezy. Like Deezy got that, he's from Louisiana and he lives in Houston. Steve is from here in Baltimore. So the two accents and everything you think don't go, yeah, they go perfect together. Like I love when I listen to their music and it's just like, because you and Billy are like different. You know what I mean? But it was like, oh wow.
Yeah, just like the video. We shot the video yesterday.
I know, I wanted to go, but I was dealing with so much stuff yesterday.
And I'm like, in my scenes, I'm like all calm, rapping. Billy's all animated. I was like, this is gonna be a perfect video. That's totally different people.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I was gonna come and I was out because what I do? It took forever to get the car, and then I had to take the rental back. Well, we stopped to put gas in a rental. The battery in the car was completely dead. Just even driving from Owens Mills there. So they had to send somebody to switch out batteries. And then I had to do that. Cashmere, she had to go to work last night. She was tired. So, and then when I dropped her off, I went out to Harford County to the dispensary. And then I had to meet up with my friend, and he was running late and everything else. And I'm sitting there waiting on him. I'm like, I could have probably went home and came back before he got here.
Right.
And then I had to, it was just like constantly just running around. I was like, it was like after 10 by the time I got to the house. I was like,
yeah, like I'm trying to work with Billy on his internet presence though. I'm trying to explain to him like, yo, you don't ever really need to press up CDs again in life unless you want to have a collector's item.
right.
That's it.
Because nobody, like I said, like nobody's really doing the CDs. Because like we were in Houston and Steve had this girl pass out these CDs, these singles. Everybody was saying, I ain't got no CD player. I ain't got no CD player. I ain't got no CD player.
I just told a dude that at the gas station. He was trying to sell me. I was like, yo, I don't have nothing. My laptop don't even take CDs. Like, I have nothing to take a CD player.
I was like,
sorry.
Steve was like, don't you got a game system? I was like, they're not going to be putting your music in there and listening to a game system. Everything is internet.
I don't even own the game system. And the new game systems are going to, the new ones getting ready to come out.
Everything's going to be downloaded.
Yeah,
Everything's going to be downloaded.
Man, I got people trying to get me to come do shows in Brazil, France, Europe, Mexico. I just hit 10,000 likes on my Facebook page today.
That's awesome.
I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I got 10,000 people that really want to follow me.
I found out I got over 1,700 people that like the B.O.M.B Paparazzi page, but only like 400 of them are like my friends from Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, the dude from out in Denver, Phil, he sent me he commented on the
You
one
know
of the
him
pictures.
real good?
No, I mean, we talked.
You know,
Let me stop sending him your way.
I need somebody that for something else. So I was like, I'm trying to find somebody in Denver. I had somebody in Denver, but that guy disappeared. I don't know what the hell.
It's your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi, and we're back in the spotlight with B.O.M.B. B.O.M.B. I'm not sure exactly what that means now.
Bomb?
Yeah, because it used to be Baltimore on my back, bundles on my block.
Yeah, it was bundles on my block first. Baltimore's on my back. It still stands for that, but it still stands for everything. What do I say? Like, the other day somebody asked me what it stood for, and I told them bringing original music back.
Yeah, I seen that, and I liked that one.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, that is awesome. I like that one.
Thank you.
I like that one. I couldn't remember exactly what it was because I just happened to see, I think you used it as a hashtag.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, on Instagram. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I like that. But yeah, but where did the not, because I kind of know the story, but people that may be watching and listening don't know the story. Where did the name B.O.M.B. come from?
Well, when I was young, I had very short temper.
He had anger issues.
Yeah, I had serious anger issues, like middle school type,
right?
You know, anger issues, and my closest friends, they used to say stuff like, "Man, we gonna call you bomb, yo. All you want to do is keep blowing up. You just keep blowing up. You want to fight everybody." I was like, "Yeah, whatever, man." And that literally is what they started calling me. And they called me it so much that I started answering to it.
Right.
And then new people, that's what they heard my friends calling me. So that automatically became a nickname that I didn't pick. It just stuck. And then once I started rapping, I was like, oh, that's a perfect name.
Right.
I like that name.
Right. That's why I said I knew the kind of the story behind it. Because we've had this conversation before, and you know, but some artists, like, where did they come up with that name? Like, were they actually thinking about the, you know, what it was going to do? Like, if they blew, you know, they got to be really popular, like, with this name. And I was like, it's probably why a lot of people go through name changes. Lil Wayne could never be anything but Lil Wayne, and he's grown.
He calls himself Tunchi and all this other stuff, but he's still
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like these names, like, you just need to know, like, when you hear it, when you're like, wait a minute, hold up, where did that come from?
Yeah, there's a lot. I had a lot of names. I had other little aliases. Like, I used to call myself Ben Grimm. Like, people, like, I say it on a lot of songs too, but nobody pays attention to it.
Now, I did pay attention to one song when you were talking about, you ended up having to bleep out the guy's name, I think, because of, at one time, he snitched on you, and that was.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know, and I think you had to actually bleep out his name at one point because legal issues or whatever. Like, he might come after you about.
He went and got a lawyer. I mean, what you expect? He snitched on me. Like, he's gonna lawyer up and tell on me again. Right. Basically, but yeah, so I had to bleep it out. But yeah, man, dude, crazy. Dude came, smiled on my face on Thursday, and all my on Friday. He just wanted to make sure I still lived there. That was the whole thing. Like, this rat. He was a rat.
Speaking of, like, see, every time he says something, it triggers something else. It's crazy because you had a song called "Rats and Roaches."
Oh yeah, that's on the new project. That's on Throwaway Bars. I finally released that.
Yeah, "Rats and Roaches." Did you do a video or something for that?
Yeah.
A little video, just something
I did a
like
video for that, and dude never really sent me the video. He just put the video up on his page, his YouTube page, and his page got deleted, so the video doesn't exist.
I hate that.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, like you've done. There's been so many songs that you have done. I mean, a lot of times I get people send me stuff all the time, and it never gets released. Like I said, like I got I Don't Want to Leave, and I remember I said I like this song. And you're like, I don't like this song. Like, but I do. I made it a ringtone and everything. That's when I was a ringtone lady back here.
I said I don't like the song.
Yeah, you said you did. Yeah, you're like, I don't like the song.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't release it. But
yeah.
But now
I think maybe because it was like almost like on the verge of being kind of emotional, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Because to me it was like kind of a vulnerable song because you were actually putting it out there like you know, you wanted to leave the streets alone, but then it's always like something pulling you back, almost like a female, you know?
Yeah, just like a female.
You know?
You're like, no, you ain't going nowhere.
Right, you know, you're like, I'm trying to leave these streets alone. I'm trying to get my life straight, and the streets just pull you right back in. But it was almost like because like a lot of music, like even if it's not 100% truth, there's some kind of truth in the music that people make.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like you're opening up for people to come into your life. Yeah. So it's kind of a vulnerability, and a lot of people don't like to be vulnerable when it comes to music. But that one, to me, that's a very vulnerable song because, like I said, you know, you're trying to, I'm trying to do this, and you know, and you pulling me back in, but I can't wait for people to hear this. I'm gonna send it to you. I gotta get it off my phone and email it back to you.
I'm gonna do a video.
But actually, you know what? You probably emailed me that song, so I'm gonna have to go back in my email and see what else.
Oh, well,
what else you've seen to me?
I know. I used to send you everything, so you probably got all types of stuff that I don't have anymore.
Right, I'm gonna have to go. That's what I had to do to another friend of mine. I was like, I screenshotted the music that was on my phone, and it's stuff that is not mixed down. It sounds rough. It's echoey and everything else. And I said, he was like, oh my God, send me that. He's like, I don't have none of that. You've got it. I was like, you sent it to me. It's in my email.
Yeah.
But
see, those emails, I don't even think I use that email anymore. I probably don't even know how to get into that
I can't get into my Hotmail, which is the one that I used to use back in MySpace days.
Yep.
I can't get into none of that. It locked me out of there.
But yeah, that's what I did with this throwaway bars. A lot of that music is stuff that the producer sold the beat to somebody else. Or, you know what I mean, or the engineer, I recorded it, and before he mixed it down, his computer crashed.
Right.
And I was like, I ain't paying you to come back in there and do that. Why not?
And I can guarantee you somebody's going to hit you up about a song that you did 7 years ago, and you'd be like, you know that song's 7 years old, right?
Right.
You know that's old as I don't know what right now.
Honestly, to be honest with you, every single song that I put out in the last year, there's not one of them that's younger than 5 years old. I haven't put out anything that is younger than 5 years old yet. It might be a new beat,
right?
But the lyrics were written.
But that goes to show you that how some music can be really timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the subjects that you spoke about 5 years ago is relevant now.
Yeah, it's still relevant. Yep.
So you know, no matter what it is. So.
Yep. Like them two songs you just played. 5-6 years ago, I wrote them. The beats are new,
right.
Both of them. But wrote them things 5-6 years ago. So
the video for East Coastin', that's the one. Everybody go and check that out, please, because it's. I think I had that idea for somebody else. I was like, yo, I think I think he should do like a cartoon kind of thing because nobody's really done that on this, the I hate to say local underground level, but not industry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then here you go and you put it out like, oh.
To life.
Right.
I had a couple people try, and the stuff was just like real cheesy, and I was like, that's not it.
That doesn't even look like me.
That's not it. So I cut across my man Broadway. His name is Broadway All Day on all social media, if y'all want to get with him. And he basically is the guy who created This Is 50 with 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all the graphics for it and everything. And like animation is what he does. So when I cut into him, it took about 3-4 months.
Yeah.
But when he said that,
it was detailed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was nothing. You could tell that it was nothing that. So I just put together.
Yeah. It took like 3 to 4 months, because I swear it had to be like maybe January when we first talked about doing it, and when I got it, it was like May or something like that, April, like something like that last year. So yeah, so I cut into him. He did it. I got a few things though, cartoon. I got a comic book.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready to come out. I'm just waiting for that to be done. It's a 5-issue comic book.
Based on
how I got my name.
Okay.
All the way up to about when I disappeared.
Oh, so it's like a comic book documentary.
Yeah.
Something yet again that has not been done.
Has not been done. And yeah, so basically, and it's very not for children.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but it's a comic book.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, basically, so I have that coming, and I have some videos coming that are very where it's actually going to seem like the song is just a soundtrack to a movie.
Okay.
It's not an actual music video where I'm rapping the lyrics. It's just a song, and then there's a whole entire movie going on while the song is playing.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Just different stuff.
Right. And that's the thing, is you have to stand out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you gotta. It's like, because I say it all the time. You can throw a rock, like you throw a rock in this city, and you're gonna hit a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember when there was only a handful of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everybody rapped.
But see, the thing is, this is what I come to realize. Those people been rapping.
Mm-hmm.
They just either didn't have the confidence or the know-how to step out of the house,
right,
and do what it is we were doing. But when they saw us and they saw there was actually people doing it and moving forward, it brought everybody. Oh, they doing it, I can do it.
Right, because I'm telling you, I've been at shows, because once I stepped out of our circle, because that's what we had. We had a circle. It was the same people. We seen the same people every week. You know, at shows, whether they're performing or being in the crowd. But we were like this circle. I mean, it wasn't a tiny circle. It was rather big.
Yeah.
But then when I stepped out of that and started going to these other events, and I'm like seeing people that I've never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, where have you been? I had one artist, she actually did my show at 5 Seasons. And I asked her when she got off stage, I said, where have you been? Like, she's like, I've been rapping for years. And then I seen where she had done music with Raina Williams. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, so you've been around, you know, and you worked with Raina? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and
another thing, I don't know if you noticed, we were our team,
mm-hmm,
and then I'm going to say First Fam. It was us, it was First Fam, and that was probably about it.
Arsonist Camp?
And Arsonist Camp. And there was like one other group, Goons team.
Oh, Gritty Gang.
Those 4 groups we were the first ones to step into everybody else's circle.
Right.
we like everybody else stayed in their circles. Like Tay Tay, I miss her. Tay
Right.
Tay's shows had their own circle.
Right.
Them had their own circle.
Right.
Everybody who's throwing shows had their own circle. EC and them, they had their own circle.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only ones that hit every single one of those circles continuously.
Right.
Like, we just went on tour of
Right.
the city, and I guess that's when people like started really coming out because it was hard to miss.
Right. Because like I said, there was
miss.
always something going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And like I said, at least once a month we were going up to New York
Yeah.
to do, shows or whatever the case may be.
Yep. And then I think once a month to DC. Every now and then to VA.
It was always going something. Because like I was just like, as long as y'all can get me there and get me home, I'll go wherever y'all want me to go. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, we wore that mega bus out going to New York.
We wore the mega bus out.
That Ford Escape with 9 of us in a Ford Escape. Whew.
That was crazy.
I had bony butt Bobby sitting on my lap.
Oh my God, I miss Bobby. Bobby was my man.
Yeah.
Bobby was a genius with the beats.
Yes. He was crazy, white boy.
Yeah, he was crazy, but yeah, I miss that guy.
But I remember, and it's no longer there anywhere, which like a lot of places don't last, but Sputnik up in, was Bed-Stuy?
Oh yeah, Sputnik. Yeah.
And
That's
we performed
Bert and Graf was throwing shows there.
Yeah.
Yep. Sputnik.
And that's where ABC Gang was performing, and of course the Bloods, and then we had Barcardi and Strife,
Yeah.
and Strife would grab the one dude from ABC Gang and pulled him forward, said, "You need a voice right here. Yeah, you rock it." I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna fight."
Yeah.
Did you realize that one of the guys that's a part of ABC Gang is his name is Bo Skaggs, and he is Jam Master Jay's nephew.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Me and him have remained friends since then.
Nice.
We still we follow each other on social media. When Netflix came out with the story about Jam Master Jay,
Yeah.
I had tagged him and it was like, is this good? He was like, I'm in it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And he was in it.
That's what's up.
But yeah, he I met them that night. He was the only one like years later that I seen on social media. And then there was another guy, I forget what his name is. I think it goes by C Hood or something like that. And we're friends on social media. So, but yeah, it's just like shows you how we had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
They were rocking.
Yeah.
But and come to find out that was Jam Master Jay's nephew.
Right.
You know. So, but and then like when you did the album release party up in Manhattan at the Poetry Club.
Poetry Club. Yeah.
And Homeboy Sandman
Yeah.
performed. I didn't know who he was or whatever,
That
but
guy
just a
is
few years
hilarious.
ago, I seen where he was on a show or something, that came up in, I forget what it was, some major industry show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I know him.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Those guys, man, they grind.
Kay Gaines and I we're friends on IG. Me and Syfe Diggy are friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I don't think Syfe's doing music anymore.
Nah, Syke's not doing.
But
K Gaines still does music.
yeah, I have his album on my
Okay.
Google playlist.
K Gaines is hard.
Or on my phone, one of the two. But I have his music and it comes up in rotation whenever I hit the shuffle.
Yeah.
But he's got some crazy videos too.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've made these connections over all these years because I went out of town with you, and I got to meet all these different people, and like when you kind of step back from music, like I got asked on Jay McGraw's show when I came into, I think I came in here to do something. I was here learning how to run this board and everything. And he had a show that night with Exoskeleton, but before Exo got here, he was asking me questions. He was like, about me being you're a fan, and then you stopped performing and everything, but I was still in the music scene. And I said, because I became a fan of the scene itself.
Right.
Like, I still have my favorites.
Right.
But I'm a fan of the whole scene as a whole, and a lot of people aren't.
Right.
Like, if I go to a show, I'm going to a show to see everybody.
Right.
I might not like everybody, but I'm there to see everybody. Right. So, and I was like, when
you did what you were supposed to do, though. Just because I stopped doesn't mean stop. Keep going. Push forward.
Right, because like, I knew, like, when you I seen where you gradually kind of step back, but I also knew that you had a lot, like, personal wise, life was happening, so you had to deal with that. You can't technically, you really can't do both at the same time if you're dealing with life, and trying to make music, and it's all going to collide, and it's not going to end pretty.
It's not going to end pretty. It didn't end pretty. I left music alone, and it still didn't end pretty.
Right.
So, like, life had a big muscle, boy. That joint knocked me out for a few.
It put you in a headline and be like, don't go nowhere, don't you move.
But it's all good.
You know what I mean? And I've stepped back. I mean, I don't go to as many shows. I don't do everything that I usually do. I was off the air for 9 months. So I'm just trying to get back into the groove of things, trying to get back into everything. So I'm sure that's kind of how music was too. Like, okay, I got to get back in, It's almost like I can't double dutch, but I'm just imagining it's like double dutch. You just got to wait for that opening, And like I said, when they posted up that you were going to be performing, I was like, oh, really? Yeah. Okay. All right. We back.
Yeah, we back. I hit that stage. Like, we back. I felt so good. I miss performing. Like, that was literally my first performance since, like, I don't even remember what the last.
And like I said, the people that you had with you, and they're in the crowd, and they're, and I'm like, that used to be me. I used to know all the words. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they know all the words. Those are my gym family. I got a gym family now.
Yeah, I see. How's that all going too? Because I seen because you went down to Florida, didn't you, to do the competition?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Couple, the competitions though, they're not like, we're not in those like superhero competitions. They're like for regular people that do that do CrossFit, because we do CrossFit, and so basically they're who I'm around every day, all day. So they like my music, promote it. They help me. I teach them how to do management. Shout out! I got two. That's basically my management team, Charlene and Ellen. Mm-hmm. And I teach them what to do. They go to the meetings, handle their business, boom, 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 come back with the check, bang. People want me to do a show or they want me to feature. We got an email set up where all three of us have access to the email. One of us will answer back, come back with the check.
Right.
I'll just get a cash app, like, ding, and I'll look, and it's the amount that it's supposed to be. I know exactly what it is. It's like, not a feature. So it's all good.
Totally different than how it was.
Oh, I love it now. Like, I swear, before we started, I was telling you, I wish it was like this back then.
Right.
I'd probably be retired by now.
Right.
Chilling on an island somewhere.
I was going to say, you could be sitting on an island somewhere with your feet kicked up in the sand.
Kicked up in the sand.
With an umbrella drink. With a Corona.
With a Corona.
That you don't have to put in your back pocket.
Right. So, and I don't even drink anymore. I haven't drank in like years. You know what I mean? Every now and then, if it's something social, I might get one glass of wine at the most.
Well, that's like, I didn't really drink because I was always watching everybody's back.
Yeah.
Because that was just like, it was that was my job. As it was, to me, that was my job. I'm not gonna say I was the oldest, but okay, hold up, where's Beans at? She's at the bar. Okay, I know. I knew where everybody was, and even though nothing ever popped off, but just in case, I had to be on my toes. So I really didn't drink. So when I would be at Five Seasons and I would get a drink, because Salman would make me a drink, and they were like, oh, I didn't know you drank. I was like, I drink like a fish. I just don't drink around y'all.
Right. That's how it be though. You know, somebody has to be aware. You were the most aware person.
Right, because I watched a whole lot of stuff happen. I was like...
Because, I mean, literally, like, I used to see people look at us. We used to get those looks, like I know you hate us. You know, like that type of look. Do you remember that time we was in the Black Hole, and it was us and First Fam on the stage before the bottles on stage. People in the crowd, there were people in the crowd that were looking at us, and the look on their faces was like, I wish I could kill all of them. I don't like none of them. That was the look on their faces. And I was like, hey, do something.
Right.
You know?
You're not gonna punch me in my mouth.
Right, do something.
That was you're not gonna punch me in my mouth.
We having fun.
Right. And like I said, like I have a picture, like one of my favorite pictures of me and Hugger is he's throwing up the ones and I got the M for M.I.B.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it and like I said, it was always love.
Yeah,
you know,
it was definitely tight.
Down Virginia, we did a lot. We went up to New York a couple times. The one when we broke down going up, and we got there late. And then I got chewed out by Jimmy Beam's wife.
For real?
Yeah.
About what?
Because Dobie was holding a beer in his hand.
Oh yeah, in the picture.
Because I was like, because I didn't know who she was, and I didn't really know, and I thought she was talking about DeAnthony, because remember DeAnthony got tore up.
He threw up on the way there. We didn't even get there yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought she was talking about DeAnthony. She was like, no. And I was like, oh, well, I just took a picture. Like, it's not my fault he was holding a bottle. Right. He was holding a Heineken bottle. Remember that. I was like, oh. And that was my first, like, interaction with her.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. She's cool people.
Yeah. We're friends on Facebook. I mean, I was like, the kids gotten bigger and, oh.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's a grown man now.
Right.
Grown men.
Right. I'm like, oh my God. And then now I know how people feel about Cashmere and Jared.
Mm-hmm.
And Cashmere got 3 kids.
Jared's
got 1.
Is so tall. Like, dang.
Right. And his father's only 5'8".
For real? He is
not
tall.
even 5. Probably not even 5'8". He's short. But my grandfather was 6 feet tall. All my uncles are 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So that's where he gets it from.
Yeah, he gets it from my mom's side.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah. So, and both, Cashmere got 3 kids. Jared's got 1. People like, I say, kids, the kids, blah, blah, blah. What? Jared's got a daughter, 3-year-old daughter. She lives with us.
Like, time moves on. What do you think? We just standing still out here? Like, people grow.
Wow. The world.
People grow. But
That's,
yeah,
it's just like, people be like, yeah, I forgot Lisa used to do ringtones up on Poplar Grove. Yeah.
What? That was the bank?
It was.
The door would not stay shut. People kept knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I finally had to put a close sign up so they would leave me alone.
Shoot.
Them kids
100
like,
ringtones, $100.
I was making at least $400 or $500 a month.
A month.
And that was with ringtones and people want like CDs made. Like,
oh yeah.
Like mixed CDs. Like they would give me a list of songs, and I
remember that.
I would do that, and then one of my shows, guys, he hit me up. He wanted to do the show, and I was like, all right. He's like, can you meet me at McDonald's at Mondawmin? I said, sure. So I go in there and I go to sit down at the table. And he was like, didn't you used to do ringtones up there on Poplar Grove in Winchester? I was like, yeah. He said, I used to come get instrumental CDs from you.
Wow.
I said, oh, that made my night.
Yeah.
Because
you helped him become a
right.
rapper. That's what's up.
Right. Like I've done so many hustles. That's what I call them, my hustles.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, like I'm sitting there making ringtones or getting ready to make ringtones for somebody wanting Lil Wayne or Gucci Man, Webby, and Boosie. That's what they were listening to. And I'd be playing your music or, you know, a local artist music. I would be playing that. I was like, y'all need to listen to your local artist. And this one kid became one of those artists.
Right.
You know, I was
That's
like,
what's up.
because I always said, if I could just touch one of them.
Yeah.
Because the first thing they say was they named somebody on the radio like, he's whack. I'm like, oh, please don't say that because I know him personally.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know he's on the radio, and but he's not whack.
Yeah.
Just that what you listen to is not the music they make. Yeah, I've gotten to the point now where I used to say that the new music, the mumble rappers and whatnot, it was not hip hop, and then I had to stop myself.
Yeah.
And I had to say it is a subgenre of hip hop.
Yep.
You know, because it is based off of hip hop.
It's definitely based off hip hop. It's just its own genre, though.
Right, and it's something I don't want to deal with. I can't deal with the mumble rappers. The beats, love the beats.
Yeah.
Beats are hard as I don't know what.
See, in the cartoon video, I had the mumble rap headquarters.
Yeah. There's been a lot of stuff, like I said, I just wish that I could really get people to see how things were. You know, I understand things evolve, things change, things move on, but some of that stuff that we had back then, I just wish it had carried over. Yeah. But now, like I said, with Billy, the way Billy's doing things, and not having the same people on a lot of these shows, it's different artists. Yeah. Like I'm seeing, like, I had to tell him about one artist, phenomenal artist, can rap, can sing. He always want to be taking his shirt off though. He always ends up halfway naked on stage, and I'm just like, I'm standing there, I look up, and he ain't got no shirt. I'm like, what happened to his shirt?
That's his thing. That's what
right. But
that's what he do.
Like, you showing us your tattoos? I mean, what are you doing? But you know, I'm getting to see all these different artists. Yeah. And I know when I threw my show, Rel from Division, about everybody that came off that stage, he was shaking their hand, like, you know, he liked their music, you know. Oh, yeah, and it's that camaraderie, like, and it wasn't on no fake, you know, he wasn't being
they cool dudes.
Yeah, so like he always made sure that he, you know, shook hands with somebody. They linked up, they, you know, exchanged. Whether or not they did anything, right, I don't know. You know, that was between them or whatever, but that was my main thing, is to get people to know who other people were. Like you said, now people reaching out to you saying, hey, let's, you know, work together. Let's hope they keep it.
I said, I have people from other places that are paying me to get on their songs.
Right.
So if you don't want to get on the song,
that's fine.
I'm okay with that, because you probably wanted it for free anyway, so I'm okay with you not calling me anyway.
So I see, Steve had told me, because we were talking about, he could see who's listening, like what like countries and all they're listening, or what cities are listening to his music. What's the, like, farthest, you know, the farthest place that you can think of that has listened to your music?
Brazil. They'll be playing my music, and in their car, and they'll show you that, you know, it's on in the car, and
that's awesome.
Speaking Spanish. One dude in I never really understood what you can do with the internet until recently. You know what I mean? When I actually went to learning. Right. You know, me just looking from the outside in, I mean, I knew what you could do, but I didn't know how far you can take it. Right. And yeah, it's incredible. I got a guy right now in Germany setting up a show. They get ready to fly me to Germany.
That's awesome, though.
Show in Germany, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming.
Well, that's like Dirt Platoon. Neil had told me I'm going and doing tours over in Germany, over in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because they love hip hop music.
Yeah, they love bars. They
Right.
love lyrics.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like they had a big following over there, and that was like before, the internet really was like that. It was there, but it was like, like the beginning of
Baby
it.
stages.
Right.
Yeah.
AOL dial up.
Yeah.
But I love hearing because when, like I said, Steve was like, I got some people in Mexico City that are listening to my music. I need to know who they are.
I'll be having to copy it, go to Google
to
see
what they
translate.
say.
Yeah. Paste it into there, translate it, then go back and
Right.
Like, yeah, but they actually interact. And it's all love, man. I'll be tripping. I'll be like, yo, I'm talking to a dude from Germany.
Right.
Like, and this dude wants to pay me to come do a show.
Right. But
he trips me out.
When? Okay, let me get my passport and all straight. Let me get everything together, and I'll be right there.
I got DJs in France. All they want is wax. They just want me. They're like, look, if you press up records, we'll bounce. Press up records. Now,
back in Yahoo chat room days, he made friends all over the United States and in Canada. Mm-hmm. So they became friends of mine. And when we got off of Yahoo and came onto Facebook and got off of MySpace and came to Facebook, I got a few of those people. So I'm posting up music from artists here in Baltimore. And like I said, I still got to finish up my In the Spotlight mixtapes, because I had those too, and I was putting them online for, then I'd share the link and just tell people, even just go listen for.
I think we started typing back and forth, started texting back and forth like 10 p.m. It was like 4 a.m. by the time we was done. All about music,
right?
And I was like, yeah, I gotta keep exchanging the love, because this guy's all the way in New Zealand,
right?
You know what I mean? Now, everything I put up, he buys instantly. I put up throwaway bars. He was the first one to send me a message with the picture of him with the cover, saying that he downloaded it. I'm like, thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
That's crazy. Few years. They don't know, like, that thrill.
Yeah.
That you and I, because like I said, the beginning of it was like, it was hard to be able to reach out, with outside of your own little area, like Baltimore, maybe DC, but
right. Anything more than 2 states away in each direction was hard.
Unless you were traveling there,
yeah,
and then you had to find out where the shows were, who were the promoters.
Yep.
Like now you just go online and somebody knows somebody who knows somebody. Go to the an IG, and you can, everybody's in there. Anything that you can put in there, some kind of search, I think, and they'll pull everything up for you, and you can just scroll through and you can find somebody who's a promoter at Bobby Stone. Bobby Stone. Well, his name is Eddie Jones up in New York. I met him down here for a show at this place on Greenmount. And I've kept in contact with him, and he does shows up in New York.
Oh yeah, I need to get with him.
Charles Brown. I share his. He does 1 minute news with Charles Brown. I share it on IG so much that now he tags me in it when he posts it up. So then I share it. But I met him through throwing shit up in Rhode Island.
That would be nice if he is, because I'll go there too.
Right. But I had all these contacts, but very few were serious.
Yeah, and I was gone.
Right. You were like...
Yeah, I was outside, buddy.
I was taking care of some
I
things.
had bills to pay. But yeah, but like right now, like I got a guy that does my Spotify promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I got another guy who does my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram promotion. I have a girl who does my PR. And they're not paying you for it, tell them you can't do it. I don't care who it is.
Right.
We're not putting all this work in to build your buzz for you to still be running around here performing for free.
Right.
You're spending all this money with us.
Right. You're not making anything back.
We suggest you recoup it.
Right. Right.
So that way you can keep paying us.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So, and that's basically my mission now. Like, there's certain things I will do.
Right.
Because it's just publicity, it's promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say like Rhode Island mission, and I have a full merchandise team, and I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna sell merchandise, I'm gonna go steal fans, and I'm gonna come back home worth more than I was when I went up there.
Right. And that's the whole, that's, to me, that's the whole thing. Like, everybody wants to get to the point to where they're being paid, money either from, from performing merchandise, downloading, no need for CDs unless it's something collector's item.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you want to be able to get paid.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal because, if it's a hobby, cool. Like I used to tell people all the time, if it's a hobby, let me know. If you're not serious about what you're doing, let me know because I'm one that I will push you.
Yeah.
I will push you and push you because that's what you. Why am I going to be pushing you more than you push yourself? That's just ridiculous.
And then people have a lot of doubt too. People like for instance, I'm gonna give an example using myself. People will DM me and ask me how much for a verse.
Right.
And I quote everybody the same number. So out of 15 people that hit me, 6 were serious.
Right.
6 paid me what I asked for the verses. The other 9 never heard back from them again.
Of course not.
But the thing is, still,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Jay said, name your price and leave it there.
Yeah, because like I talked about is like graphic designers.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that you give somebody that slack of, you give them a price and they try to get you down or whatever, and you're like, okay, well then they're gonna expect to do that every single time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I got to the point now to where like people say something like, okay, Billy has paid me over the years to come out and take pictures. I asked him for any money. It was whatever he could once he paid everybody up, because he was paying his staff. And that's where I learned to do the paying my staff when I had the show too, because if you pay people to do a job,
They're going to love doing it.
Right. They're going to continue to support. They're going to share the fact that you got a show because they're working.
Yeah.
So
Billy Live is the best doing it right now.
Right. Right.
His shows, he's the best doing it right now.
Because he knows that he puts a lot of people on the show, but not a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? more or less giving people, instead of them going to open mics,
giving
them that chance to get on that stage. Because I'll tell them all the time, you know, it's 15 tickets. You give me $75. You keep the other 75.
Yeah, but see, that's different. They getting paid,
right? And you gotta get up on that stage, and you gotta you gotta prove yourself. I don't.
Yeah, you gotta make people want to come back and see you again.
Right? You got to. It's gonna be like, you know, they gotta be hitting me up and saying, "Hey, can you put so and so, you know, back on the show or something?" But that was, you know, his, like, he's bringing everything back. You know, he.
Could you imagine if there was the same amount of clubs open now as back in the days with Billy Live doing what he's doing right now?
Billy would have. Oh my goodness. Take pictures of the next act, and then I said, you know what? I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. Because
shout out Billy Live and Wisdom Court. They are the best doing it right now.
Right, because at the end, like, it was, he knows the, not like the formula.
Yeah.
I had him here for an hour on the very first show because it was his birthday party at Power Plant.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, I can only be there for like an hour. I was like, that's cool. I got Steve on for the last hour. Miss Lisa, I need an interview. I got I'm like, I don't even have a home just yet. Like, so I had to like weigh my options, and I told 3D, I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. He was like, ain't no worries. He was like, you know, I was afraid that somebody would say something about my loyalty. Because what they thought was like, okay, I'm gonna be with this team because I can do this, this, and this. Oh, wait a minute, they're doing something more than what this team's doing. So I'm gonna hop over here and I'm gonna do this. Oh, well, wait a minute, they're over here doing. And I sat back and I watched people do that, and I'm like, loyalty is like non-existent.
Nah, it's just a word now. It's a tattoo.
Right.
Yeah, that's about it.
So with the whole thing with 3D, you know, me and like 3D even said on a comment on my IG. Reputation, because birds of a feather, birds of a feather flock together. No, let me tell you, no. What she does is what she does, and what I do is totally different. So,
last week the power went off after you left.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad I left.
After you left, the power went off.
It was like,
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, you are.
We were here.
For some reason, I don't know, this area gets, but it's normally late. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
Yeah, because Hugger was like an hour late for. He got me.
That's classic Hugger right there.
Right. I told her my favorite song is still Child. The
On
summer
the
jam.
23rd?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's performing.
yeah.
He's bringing, and the
Yeah.
boys are coming. His sons are coming with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's what's up.
I was like, yes. Billy was like, see, I'm getting all the.
Guess I'm going on with him.
Okay.
Billy Live. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. You tell me when.
Yeah. He said that Billy is one of those people that he's kind of like you. We're at the sidebar, the little club.
Oh yeah.
Right there, like near Wasona or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were there for a show, and something was about to pop off or whatever. So everybody's outside. Why don't everybody let me fight? Come on, man. It was like, no, we couldn't. Nobody fought. I mean, it was just somebody just running their mouth. There was a couple guys running their mouth like they wanted to do something. But then when they seen but you're aware around you.
That's probably why we get along so well.
Right. Because when he sent me that track, I said, he's like, I'm doing a song with B.O.M.B. I said, what? Really? sent it to me. I listened to it. I was like, oh, I like this.
And that song took us literally no time.
Oh, I'm sure.
No time.
I like the you two talking back and forth at the beginning of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got a team. You know, I mean, you had us there, but it really wasn't much that we could, you know. I was a rah-rah cheerleader taking pictures. That's my job. Rah-rah cheerleader.
Rah-rah cheerleader.
Rah-rah cheerleader.
Photography and back watcher.
Yep.
We watched our backs.
Right.
Which was very important.
Right. Especially when blue drinks were involved.
Oh my God. I told somebody about them blue drinks the other day.
You know, I rode past there because when I, the way that GPS took me.
But I know it was her. Because I know it's her because when she moved to Sonar, she made me one of those blue drinks and it was the same effect. I was like, it's you, whatever you're doing.
Right.
Like, I
So
don't know.
it became a part of MIB law.
Elbow. Like, yo, I can't do it.
Yo, like I said, we had some really crazy. It was some really crazy times. I'm telling you, like I'm regret. Right,
And we came up out of there
right.
like soldiers.
Man, I remember like, oh God, the spot on oh God, McKean Whispers upstairs, the little tiny spot. So when I seen him in the building, I seen him in there. I was like, "Ooh, what is he doing in here?"
And that's my neighborhood.
I know.
That's the hood there. That's
Yeah.
and then before that, I'm gonna tell you, that's the hood. And before that night, I never stepped foot in that club.
No, because the one rule that was always spoken is, don't go anywhere where there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah,
Don't do it. That place,
literally one way. It was a circle.
yeah.
I felt like I was in one of those real like inspirational places where you sit down and perform.
Right.
Like, yo, there's just way too many people in.
Right. And it was like, oh my gosh, can you like get out the way? I think cops showed up that night too.
Yeah, of course. It was more people were on the stairs. Like it was too many people in there.
Right.
We did us though. I mean, we had fun. Did us, got the hell out of there.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm never going back in there.
and I never stepped foot back in there. That was one only.
Sonar Soundstage. 5 seasons was great, but as far as like my favorite shows go, those were the places.
Right. Because I always said that my very first show I went to was at Turntable. But 5 seasons seemed like home to me.
Yeah, it was.
You know, it just like I didn't see anybody, but I could just feel it in the air.
In the air.
You know.
And it really is there though, like.
Right, because I mean, as many people have come from there. You know, I remember we were driving past, and I think he was like, "Well." Like, I would get lost up in this bitch. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, because we drove up there a couple times.
Yeah.
But most time it was on that damn mega bus.
Yep. It's all good though. We learned.
like I said, now you is doing all this. Like they're handling the promotions, they're handling this, so you're not like bombarded with just you doing it.
Right. I don't go to sleep with a headache every night trying to figure out this and that and this. Like, man, I don't even gotta worry about that stuff. I just sit back and watch my numbers grow.
And that's what it's about.
My videos, I got like the movie, that song, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, that video is almost at 800,000 views.
I keep getting suckered into shooting videos.
Oh, I gotta see that. I might need you to shoot me a video.
Man.
I gotta see one of those.
I shot it, but I didn't edit it or nothing. I just shot the footage.
Oh, okay,
and it's what, 2 of them. It's I was doing an interview, and he said, I need to come talk to you about the rental, and stuff. I was like, all right. So he came to the show, and we were talking, and he was like, yeah, we're shooting a video when we're down in Houston, da 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 da. I said, oh, cool. Who's shooting the video? He said, you are. I said, I don't shoot videos, but I done got suckered. So I was happy with the little 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, whatever they're at now. But you say 800,000, so now I feel like I can boost things to reach, other people and stuff. And sometimes like they'll give me credit, and I'll do that for like a video I've shot of somebody's performance or something, or usually it's something of that nature, because YouTube channel, and I love that. I have I know Brian Hoyt, who he's a big hip hop supporter. A lot of times he'll watch my show while he's he shows me a lot of love. So I do this to help educate people on who people are, give artists a chance to sit here and talk. Like, I stopped calling it an interview a long time ago because it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Because we talk about so many different things, and I did an interview, I did this interview, like, I had somebody ask me, I said something about the EPK, and I was like, what is that? I'm like, oh gosh, you don't know what an electronic press kit is? No. I was like, oh, you need to go Google that. You need to go and look that up. And then I had people ask, hit me up, do you know who does it? And I was, a friend of mine, she used to do them, so I, hit her and was like, are you still doing that? Because I know she kind of got out of doing that. Want to know something? Stop asking Facebook, ask Google. Yep. That's what makes me laugh, is when they get on Facebook, and I'm like, I look at it and be like, you could have just Googled that, because that's what I'm going to do.
I need to know something. I'm Googling.
I had to Google this morning to find out where else my bank is. Because my bank is not open on Saturdays. And I needed to put money in my bank account. So I had to go down to Harbor East, because that's the only one that was open. That's the only one that's open. It was like, well, you can go out to Randallstown or Pimlico. And I was like, why am I going to drive way out there? Yeah. I was like, no, I'll have to come down here and put my money in the bank. That I was trying to share. I got lost. I was like, because IG and Facebook kill me with that, showing you things from 3 days ago, because somebody sees it, they comment it, so then it pops.
So it pops back up the top of the feed, yeah.
And I'm just like, and then I'm like, okay, I don't remember. Did I share this one already? I don't know if I shared this one already.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, actually, the 16 bars for 16 Saturdays, that is what. All those songs are what's on road. But I would rather you come get it from my website at
thatboybomb.com.
Oh yeah, that's where you should go get it.
Yeah.
You should go get it there.
Go get it from thatboybomb.com.
Is was it Volume 1?
Volume 1. King of the Streets is
that still on? It was on. Was it Audiomack?
Dat Piff.
Dat Piff.
It's still on Dat Piff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still on Dat Piff. I have like 3.
Google you too.
Yeah. Dat Boy Bomb. Anything you want to find me as, don't just put in bomb because you're gonna find other stuff. Put in Dat Boy Bomb, not THAT, but DAT.
Tag people.
Yeah.
So then I have to go under my real page, my real name, and tag everybody in the comments.
See, the thing about those pages, like the Baltimore Paparazzi page, is if they're not following, if they didn't like that page, you're not gonna be able to tag them.
Right, that's so stupid.
Yeah, because I can't tag anybody.
I can tag people I'm not friends with on my on my laptop, not on my phone. My phone a lot of times it won't let me do it, but or it takes too long. I know. Like my Baltimore Paparazzi page, we're not friends, and I say a lot of ratchet things on my page. I mean, I share it publicly now. I don't care. I used to care, but I don't anymore. I had somebody tell me, well, you got to be careful what you say because of your business. I said, that business is not paying.
Right.
So, like I said, Stevie Stone Show, even though I know Team Zilla and Billy Live and Xavier James, and I love Billy and I love Xavier James. I love, because he used to go by Oz, and I've always loved his stage presence. I always loved his music. And don't you do that. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder. But yeah, I was there for Stevie Stone. Remember?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not much.
But that's okay because I tagged the hell out of him on Facebook.
Yeah. Because people be hitting me up now, like, yo, I saw you years ago at a show in Philly or at a show in New York. You remember me? I'm like,
no.
How the hell am I gonna remember you?
We'd be at Five Seasons. We'd be wherever we were at. Somebody would come up to you and be talking to you, hold a conversation with you, and then they'd leave, and you go, who was that? I'm like, how the hell do I know?
In the Five Seasons, I looked at her like, not really. Like, yo, I don't remember you.
What? It's like me. Like I had. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know who you are, but you obviously know me. That's all that matters, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I remember it was so many times you'd be like, who was that? From DC were coming up. When First Family had, oh my God, what was their names from DC? White folks in them.
Oh, Infrared.
Yeah.
Was that? That wasn't the name of the group. That was one of the guys.
Yeah, Infrared. White folks.
Right.
And everything. So like, there was so many people. Like, and like, people would come up and be like, start talking to me, and I'd be like, hey, and I used to fake it. And be like, yeah, you remember me? Yeah. Now I got to the point and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd rather just tell you the truth.
I don't. I apologize. And then they say, well, this, that. Oh, okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because you'd be like, who was that? Like,
and I'll stand there and conversate with them for like 10 minutes.
Trying to figure out, and the whole time, really trying to figure out. I'm glad we didn't have no video cameras following us around then. Woo!
I wish we did though. We probably would have one great story.
Man. That's like everybody's like, Lisa, you need to do a documentary because you can actually download the whole album.
From
from
MySpace?
From Facebook.
Oh.
MySpace, I think you gotta do it one at a time. So
I didn't even know you can still go there.
oh, yeah, well, it's 9:27. We still we'll be here. Me and Bob be here talking forever because that's what we do. Okay.
Yeah, I talk about a lot. I talk about whatever I want now. I made sure you can't come get me, buddy. You should have did that 10 years ago.
Right, I'm talking about what I did. For all that.
Straight music. Let's get this money. Holla at me at thatboybomb.com. Instagram.com/
See, that's marketing. That's branding right there.
Yes.
That's branding. A lot of people need to learn that too. So, well, I had a ball. Thank you for coming through once again.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. I appreciate that.
Yes.
That show was definitely live.
Yes. So
I made out in that show. I sold like 20 shirts and 30 hats. Like, yeah. Before I even saw you, before you came in the door, I like the auto bar.
Yeah, I'm glad that who owns it now, because they put it up for sale last year, and everybody was scared that they were going to get somebody who's going to do what they did to like Sonar. Some more events and stuff. She said she wants it to be all inclusive, so as long as we can still have hip hop there, as well as my YouTube channel, Baltimore Paparazzi, where you can see all interviews that I have done for the past 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. I don't even know how long now. But that's the only thing that's on there is WWFN. Contact us at our website, www.worldwideflavornetwork.com. I will be here next week. My Facebook page. Hopefully, I think I put it on the Baltimore Paparazzi page too. That's through GSS, Jason Zavala. Later on that night, it's going to be a hip hop show, and along with a competition where first prize you get an interview with me and some other stuff. I don't know what the other stuff is. It's all on the post. Man. Okay, so I was going to be here next week. I'm not even going to be here.